Rasa Vrindavanam Bande Krishna Rasa Prabhum Tata Janavatar Chaitanya-lila Vishtar Kadino Dvo Nityananda Padabja Yarunadena Bhushito Vyakta Chano Burachincho Vavande Vyasadupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindascha Ganaisaha Jayanti Bhatakascha Sarvesham Gurunartino. So we're continuing with our morning reading discussion of Sri Chaitanya-charitamrita. We are on chapter 4 of the Madhya-lila, Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service, and we're hearing about, we heard about how Sri Gopal, personally called for his servitor Madhavendra Puri, please come, I've been waiting for you for so many days, and please come and take care of me. So Madhavendra Puri rounded up all the villagers, and now they've installed this beautiful deity, and they're having this beautiful celebration and worship. So we'll pick up from there. When the deity was being installed, 900 pots of water were brought from Govinda Kund. There were musical sounds of bugles and drums and the singing of women. So I'm picking up from 57. Keho gai keho nache mahotsava hoilo tadi dugda gritailo grame jata chilo. During the festival at the installation ceremony, some people sang and some danced. All the milk, yogurt, and clarified butter in the village was brought to the festival. Bhoga samagri ailo sandeshari jata nana upahartaha ohite parikoto. Various foods and sweetmeats, as well as other kinds of presentations, were brought there. I am unable to describe all these. Tulasi adi pushpa vastra ailo anek apane madhava puri koilo abhishek. The villagers brought a large quantity of tulasi leaves, flowers, and various kinds of garments. Then Sri Madhavendra Puri personally began the abhishek, bathing ceremony. I'll read this purport. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, it is stated that the deity should be bathed in water mixed with yogurt and milk, accompanied by the sounds of conch shells, bells, and other instruments, and the chanting of the mantra Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha, as well as the chanting of the Brahma Samhita verses beginning Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Riksha Laksha Vriteshu Surabir Palayantam. Wow, I never heard that before about the chanting of the Brahma Samhita verses. That's in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Wow. Amazing. I never heard that. I don't know if we do that in our temples. I don't think so. Amangala dur kodi korailo snan bahu toilo dia koilo shrianga chikan. After all inauspicious things were driven away by the chanting of the mantra, the deity's bathing ceremony started. First, the deity was massaged with a large quantity of oil so that his body became very glossy. Panchagavya panchamrite snan koraya mahasnan korailo shattagata diya. After the first bathing, further bathings were conducted with panchagavya. Panchagavya is a mix of milk, yogurt, ghee, cow urine, and cow dung. Amazing. So how pure is cow urine and cow dung that you even bathe the deity with it? Amazing, huh? Amazing. Then the Maha Snan. You know what Maha Snan means? Snan means a bath, bathing. So Maha bath. A great bath, grand bath, was performed with ghee and water, which had been brought in 100 pots. Puna toilo dia koilo shianga chikan, shanka gandodake koilo snan samadan. After the Maha Snan was finished, the deity was again massaged with scented oil, and his body made glossy. Then the last bathing ceremony was performed with scented water kept within a conch shell. read this purport. In his commentary on this occasion, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes from the Hari Bhakti Vilas, barley powder, wheat powder, vermilion powder, and dal powder, and another powder preparation called avata, made by mixing banana powder and ground rice. Wow, so elaborate. Very fine. Are applied to the deity's body with a brush made from the hair at the end of a cow's tail. This produces a nice finish. The oil smeared over the body of the deity should be scented. To perform the Mahasnan, at least 2.5 manas, about 24 gallons of water, are needed to pour over the body of the deity. How wonderful, huh? How wonderful. Shriyanga marjan kudi vastra parailo, chandan tulasi pushpa malange dilo. After the body of the deity was cleansed, he was dressed very nicely with new garments. Then sandalwood pulp, tulasi garlands, and other fragrant flower garlands were placed upon the body of the deity. Dupadip korinana bhog lagailo, tadi dugda sandeshadi jataki choailo. After the bathing ceremony was finished, incense and lamps were burned and all kinds of food offered before the deity. These foods included yogurt, milk, and as many sweetmeats as were received. Tuvasita jol nava patre samarpilo, achamandiya se tambu nivedilo. The deity was first offered many varieties of food, then scented drinking water in new pots, and then water for washing the mouth. Finally, pan mixed with a variety of spices was offered. Ratrika kori koilo bahut stavan, dandavat kori koilo atma samarpan. After the last offering of tambul and pan, Boga Arachrika was performed. Boga Arati. Finally, everyone offered various prayers and then obeisances, falling flat before the deity in full surrender. Atma Samarpan. Ramerja tek tandul, dali godum machoina, sakalaniya dilo parvata hoilo poina. As soon as the people of the village had understood that the deity was going to be installed, they had brought their entire stocks of rice, dal, and wheat flour. They brought such large quantities that the entire surface of the top of the hill was filled. So this is what you call Anna-kūṭa. That name is used today. Means like a mountain of offerings. Of food offerings. Kumbhakar gore chilo jemid bhajan, sabanailo prate charilo dandan. When the villagers brought their stock of rice, dal, and flour, the potters of the village brought all kinds of cooking pots. And in the morning, the cooking began. Wow. Doshvi pranarandi kore ekastup, janapancharande vyanjanadinana soup. 10 Brahmins cooked the food grains, and 5 Brahmins cooked both dry and liquid vegetables. Vanya shaka fol mule vivida vyanjan, keho barabadi kari kore vipragan. The vegetable preparations were made from various kinds of spinach, roots, and fruits collected from the forest. And someone had made bada and badi by mashing dal. In this way, the Brahmins prepared all kinds of food. Janapancha sadhuti kore rashi rashi, anavyanjan sab rohe grite basi. 5 to 7 men had prepared a huge quantity of chapatis, which were sufficiently covered with ghee, as were all the vegetables, rice, and dal. Navavashtrapati tahe palashera patta, randi randi tar upar rashi koilo batta. All the cooked rice was stacked on palash leaves, which were on new cloths spread over the ground. Tarpashe ruti rashir parvata hoilo supadi vyanjan banda chorike dorilo. Around the stack of cooked rice were stacks of chapatis, and all the vegetables and liquid vegetable preparations were placed in different pots and put around them. Tarpashe dadi dukta mata shikanini payas matani sar pashe doriani. This payas, that's what they call sweet rice. Why is it? Today you hear they'll call it that. We tend to say paramana, but locally, the Bengalis, we hear more this payas, or sweet rice. Pots of yogurt, milk, buttermilk, and shikadini, sweet rice, cream, and solid cream were placed alongside the vegetables. Yeah, it mentions in the purport. In this kind of ceremony, which is called Anna-kūṭa, cooked rice is stacked like a small mountain for prasadam distribution. So they'll do this, they'll make this type of offering they call Anna-kūṭa, and Govardhan Puja especially. And this is like, because there was this Anna-kūṭa festival or offering was made at the time when Krishna appeared as Govardhan, right? A few thousand years before. Well, in that divine eternal lila, you can also say. We're going to be particular. And so now again, that same style of festival is being made on Govardhan Hill. Hinamate Anna-kūṭa korilo sajan porigo sai gopalere koilo samarpan. In this way, the Anna-kūṭa ceremony was performed, and Sri Madhavendra Puri Goswami personally offered everything to Gopal. Onek gatta boridilo suvasita jal bahudiner kudai Gopal kailo sakal. Many water pots were filled with scented water for drinking, and Lord Sri Gopal, who had been hungry for many days, ate everything offered to him. Yajapi Gopal sab anavyanjan kailo tar hasta sparshe puna temani hoilo. Although Sri Gopal ate everything offered, still by the touch of his transcendental hand, everything remained as before. You're eating everything, but you're still seeing it physically on the plate. This is a mystery. Ihanubhav koilo Madhava Gosai, but not a mystery to Madhavendra Puri. Tardai Gopale lukan kichunai. How Gopal ate everything while the food remained the same was transcendently perceived by Madhavendra Puri Goswami. Nothing remains a secret to the devotees of the Lord. Kadine udyoge aiche mahotsava koilo Gopal prabhave hoy anyena janilo. The wonderful festival and installation of Sri Gopalji was arranged in one day. Certainly all this was accomplished by the potency of Gopal. No one but a devotee can understand this. Achamandiya dilo vidak sanchoe arati karilo loke kore jai jai. Sri Madhavendra Puri offered water to Gopal for washing his mouth, and he gave him betel nuts to chew. Then, while arati was performed, all the people chanted, Jai, Jai. Shoya korailo nutan katanaya navavastrani tarupare patiya. Arranging for the Lord's rest, Sri Madhavendra Puri brought a new cot, and over this he spread a new bedspread, and thus made the bed ready. Chinatati dia chari di kavarilo, uparete tati dia chadilo. A temporary temple was constructed by covering the bed all around with a straw mattress. Thus there was a bed and a straw mattress to cover it. Purigo sayagya dilo sakal brahmane, abba vidya grame lokoro ho bhaje, lokora ho bhaje bhojane. After the Lord was laid down to rest on the bed, Madhavendra Puri gathered all the Brahmins who had prepared the prasadam and said to them, "Now feed everyone sumptuously, from the children on up to the aged." Sobe bosi grame grame bhojan korilo, Brahman brahmani gane age kao jailo. All the people gathered there sat down to honor the prasadam, and by they took food. All the Brahmins and their wives were fed first. Anya grame lok jata deki te ailo, Gopal deki asa prasada kailo. Those who took prasadam included not only the people of Govardhan village, but also those who came from other villages. They also saw the deity of Gopal and were offered prasadam to eat. Dekhiya purir prabhav loke chamatkar, purvana kujjeno hoilo sakshatkar. Seeing the influence of Madhavendra Puri, all the people gathered there were struck with wonder. They saw that the Anna-kūṭa ceremony, which had been performed before during the time of Krishna, was now taking place again by the mercy of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Prabhav, this is like power, influence. Sakal Brahmane Puri Vaishnav Korilo, Se Seva Madhya Sabha Niyojilo. All the Brahmins present on that occasion were initiated by Sri Madhavendra Puri. I mean, wow, what a moment, what a moment. Into the Vaishnava cult. Swami Prabhupada. And Madhavendra Puri engaged them in different types of service. So, I mean, actually what it says is he made them all Vaishnavas. All the Brahmins there, he made them all Vaishnavas. And he engaged them in service. Punadin Shesha Prabhu Korailo Utan, Kichu Bhog Lagailo Korailo Jalpan. After taking rest, the deity must be awakened at the end of the day, and immediately some food and some water must be offered to him. Gopal Pragat Hoilo, Deshe Shabda Hoilo, Asha Pasha Grame Log Deki Te Ailo. When it was advertised throughout the country that Lord Gopal had appeared atop Govardhan Hill, all the people from neighboring villages came to see the deity. So there's this deity on top of Govardhan Hill, but I have a question. Why didn't we go there?
Yeah, why?
Well, aside from the fact the deity's not there anymore, his temple is there. His temple is there.
It is?
Yeah, for sure. The construction. Yeah, there's probably another deity being worshipped there now, I would think. Why don't we go there? Can you think why? What instruction did Mahaprabhu give to Jagadananda Pandit? We don't put our feet on Govardhan Hill. We don't put our feet on Govardhan Hill. So some people do that, but we don't. Because the Govardhan Hill is a form of Krishna. So we don't do that. Handstands. If you can do handstands all the way. Ek ek din ek ek name loilo magia, Anna-kūṭa Ceremony hadashita hoya. One village after another was pleased to beg Madhavendra Puri to allot them one day to perform the Anna-kūṭa ceremony. Wow. Thus, day after day, the Anna-kūṭa ceremony was performed for some time. Wow. So different villages are taking turns. Amazing, amazing. Rachikale takorede korayas shayan, porigosai koilo kichu gavya bhojan. Sri Madhavendra Puri did not eat anything throughout the day, but at night, after laying the deity down to rest, he took a milk preparation. I love this, I remember this sometimes. Like he made this huge offering, so many different preparations. But at the end of the day, he's just taking a little milk for himself, like he's not taking anything for himself. It's incredible. It's incredible. He's giving all his energy to serve the Lord, to serve the Vaishnavas, to serve even the common people. But he's just taking a little bit of milk. It's a milk preparation at the end of the day. Amazing. I think of that sometimes. This is the mood of a real Vaishnava. They're not interested. They're not taking anything for themselves, Everything is for the sake of others. So pure-hearted. Just think of all those fancy preparations. Puris and samosas and so many different sabjis and begum, bhaja. And what else? Poshta and all the preparations we heard described in the previous chapter, right? With Advaita-acharya. He's giving all of this to hundreds of preparations. He's just taking some little milk for himself. Amazing. Yeah, exactly. Pratakale punatoiche korilo sevan analoye ekagrame ailolo kagan. The next morning, the rendering of service to the deity began again, and people from one village arrived with all kinds of food grains. Anna-kūṭa dadi dugda grame jata chilo gopale ragelo kaniya dodilo. The inhabitants of the village brought to the deity of Gopal as much food grains, ghee, yogurt, and milk as they had in their village. Purvadin prai vipra korilo randan toiche Anna-kūṭa Gopal korilo bhojan. The next day, almost as before, there was an Anna-kūṭa ceremony. All the Brahmins prepared foods and Gopal accepted them. Brajabasi loke Krishna sahaj piditi Gopal sahaj piti Brajabasi prati. The ideal place to practice Krishna consciousness is Braja Bhumi or Vrindavan, where the people are naturally inclined to love Krishna, and Krishna is naturally inclined to love them. Brajavasi loker. What it's saying actually is that the Brajabasis, the residents of Vrindavan, they naturally have love for Krishna. And that Krishna, Gopal, it says Krishna. And then Gopal, Krishna, naturally has love for them. Mahaprasad kailo asiya sab lok, Gopal dekiya sabar kande dukha shok. Throngs of people came from different villages to see the deity of Gopal, and they took Mahaprasad sumptuously. When they saw the super excellent form of Lord Gopal, all their lamentation and unhappiness disappeared. Pasha pasha braja bhume jata grama sab, ek din sabe kore mahotsav. All the villages in neighboring Braja Bhumi, Vrindavan, became aware of the appearance of Gopal, and all the people from these villages came to see him. Day after day, they all performed the Anna-kūṭa ceremony. Gopal prakachuni, nana desha hoite, nana dravya loya lok, lagilo asite. In this way, not only the neighboring villages, but all the other provinces came to know of Gopal's appearance. Thus, people came from all over, bringing a variety of presentations. Wow. Matara loksa boro boro dani, bhakti dani nana dravya beta deyani. The people of Mathura, who are very big capitalists, wealthy people basically, is what it says, dani, also brought various presentations and offered them before the deity in devotional service. Swarnarupya Vastra Gandha Bhaksha Upahar Asankhya Se Nitya Barilo Bandar. Thus countless presentations of gold, silver, ornaments, scented articles, and eatables arrived. The store of Gopal increased daily. Ekamahadani kshetriya korailo mandir keho pakka bandar koilo keho to prachir. One very rich kshatriya of the royal order constructed a temple. Someone made cooking utensils, and someone constructed boundary walls. So that temple, I'm sure it's still there. That temple is there, but we don't go there. Can look at pictures. Ek ek brajavasi, ek ek gabi dilo, sahasra sahasra gabi gopale hoilo. Each and every family residing in the land of Brajabhumi contributed one cow. Wow. In this way, thousands of cows became the property of Gopal. Godo hoite aila dui vairagi brahman, puri gosai rakilo tare koriya jatan. Eventually, 2 Brahmins in the renounced order arrived from Bengal, and Madhavendra Puri, who liked them very much, kept them in Vrindavan and gave them all kinds of comforts. Se dui shishya kori seva samarpilo, raja seva hoi pore ananda barilo. These 2 were then initiated by Madhavendra Puri, and he entrusted them with the daily service of the Lord. This service was performed continuously, and the worship of the deity became very gorgeous. Thus Madhavendra Puri was very pleased. Emata vatsai dui korilo sevan, ekadin pori gosai dekilo swapan. In this way, the deity worship in the temple was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then, one day, Madhavendra Puri had a dream.
No.
We're going to stop there for today, folks. Tune in for the next episode. No cheating. Close your books. So Madhavendra Puri, he has 3 dreams, we're told. There's the first one. We heard about the first one, right? Where Gopal Krishna came to him and told him, come and rescue me. Then he has the second one having it with another instruction. And then later on he has a 3rd dream, another instruction. Okay. How blessed is Madhavendra Puri? So we'll wait till tomorrow. So, so Mahaprabhu's instructions to Jagadananda Pandit, right? Those are, you've heard of those, right? You know? I wanted to mention that. I didn't get so much of a chance to speak when we were in Vrindavan, but I wanted to mention that when Jagadananda Pandit went to Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu gave, 4 instructions? That don't climb on the Govardhan hill to see the Gopal deity. Don't mix too closely with the local residents, the Brajabasis, the local residents of Vrindavan. Don't imitate them, don't mix too closely with them. You know, they have their own way of practice and it's not for us. Stay under the shelter of Rupa and Sanatan, and don't stay too long. So those are helpful instructions. Gurudev would mention those, you know, for when devotees are going to Vrindavan. Gurudev also mentioned something like it was like 3 nights was good in Vrindavan, not more. Unless, of course, you have some specific service there. No. So yeah, very, very helpful instructions for all the Vaishnavas. In Navadvip, we feel a little more relaxed, you know, place for the fallen souls. At Vrindavan, we have to be vigilant. And Gurudev didn't even like the devotees going shopping in Vrindavan. I thought he had said, I have to find out what his exact instruction was, because I heard from one person that he, the Loi Bazaar area where everyone would go shopping, I heard from some devotees that Gurudev said, because some devotees, they do business, right? They buy a lot of items in India, then they go back to their country and sell them. And I heard Gurudev specifically said, don't do that in Vrindavan. But then someone else said that actually Gurudev just didn't like devotee shopping in Vrindavan at all, full stop. So I don't know, I want to find out, because for practical reasons, it's very helpful actually to buy things there. But if we're doing for service, then of course we are always protected, safe. But yes, we have to be careful in Vrindavan. It is a high place, and our childlike offenses are not tolerated as much. But in Navadip, we're depending on the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, and we feel a little more relaxed. All right. Jai Shri Chaitanya-charitamrita ki Jai, Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai, Shri Gurudev.